Hello, this is Jodi and welcome to my weightlifting training video log. So I'm going to cover off all my training for the week starting with Monday. So first thing, this was Monday morning at the gym at work. It's paused squats. It's supposed to be a 3-second pause, but I kind of cut that ever so slightly short. This was actually meant to be front squats as well, but I misread the program my coach sent over. These weren't really too bad. Obviously I squat quite a lot more than this, but I'm having a bit of bother with my hip that we'll probably talk about later. So this is reasonably comfortable, but could be a bit better. So this is Monday evening, and it's clean and jerk, 80 and 85 kilo doubles. This is the heaviest I've gone on clean and jerk in ages. Actually, I've been injured. Rotator cuff injury, so I think 75 kilos is the most I put overhead up until before this. That first jerk there was probably the best one I did of the evening, actually. I've kind of got a thing with, my jerk is the weakest of my three Olympic lifts by quite a long way. I don't really get the bar far enough back behind my head, as you'll see here, and I tend to short step on the front foot as well. Yeah, there, my knee tracks over my toe, so that can be, that basically means I have to step forward and recover that way. It means I lose heavier lifts, so that's something I'm working on quite a lot at the moment. It's the 85 kilo doubles, coming forward slightly on the clean just there, but not too badly. Settling in to get grip right, and yes, again, that really needs to be further behind my head. But to be honest, the jerk's the one I've struggled the most with, and that's actually a fairly big improvement over where I was 3 or 4 months ago. So it's coming together ever so slowly. And then the last one, it's double just here. So yeah, reasonable clean, should really have my elbows up a bit more. Settling into jerk. Fairly shallow dip and drive, and then the tracking again, but not too bad for a first week back. So on to Tuesday, and I think this is snatches. Yes, this is snatches 65, 70 kilos and 75 kilos. These are alright. I'm jumping forward a little bit, just something I'm correcting later on in the week. This is 70 kilo, so that's not too bad. And then this is the 75 kilos, which again is the heaviest I've done in about 7 weeks or so, and I'm actually reasonably happy with this one. That's fairly solid, can't knock that too much. Wednesday, so this was a pretty short session. I was trying to do it in the morning but couldn't manage to squeeze it in before work, so this is just some front squats. This is actually also the 4th gym I've been to that week, but anyway, so these are okay. It's the first time I've done front squats in ages, so I kind of lose my line on the last one. This is 110 kilos. It's alright though. Yeah, so you can see I kind of struggle slightly there. And now on to Friday. So this is an evening session, fairly light session with powers. First is some power snatch complexes, which is power snatch, overhead squat, and then overhead squat again, and doing those for 3 triples. These are okay. I need to drop under a little bit more on my power snatch, but otherwise I'm reasonably happy with that. And my hip was a bit uncomfortable during the overhead squats, but again, it wasn't too bad. I'm reasonably happy with them. I don't really overhead squat a lot, so they always feel ever so slightly good. Don't really have a lot more to say about this complex, and I'm pretty sure there's another 45 seconds or so of it to run, so it's probably a good time to talk about my hip. So I've got a bit of bother with my left hip flexor at the moment. It's quite sore at the bottom of the squat. I ran a Russian squat program, the condensed version, runs over 6 weeks rather than 9 weeks a few weeks back, and my hip kind of exploded during that and hasn't resettled down afterwards. I think it's probably due in part to the fact I've got fallen arches and my feet tend to come inwards, but yeah, we'll see. This is power clean and jerk at 90 kilos. Um, Jerk's alright. Again, I've got that tracking thing and I step forward into it, but I've done worse. Again, it's something and then finally, we've got Saturday. So I was actually really happy with my Saturday training session. First, we've got an 80 kilo snatch, and again, this is the heaviest I've been in ages. Um, I'm pretty happy with this. I maybe lean back into it a bit much, but that's a fairly solid snatch for me. Next one we've got is front squat at 120 kilos. So the idea here is to go up to a near max double. This isn't a near max double, but it is about as heavy as I felt I could go today while maintaining solid technique. I felt it was better to do a decent double at 120 rather than a really horrible one at 130. And then the last thing we've got is clean deadlifts, and again this was a near max double. This was 180 kilos. I had no idea really what I was going to hit for clean deadlifts, and this is actually pretty comfortable. I keep my back pretty solid, upper back ground slightly, but nothing too untoward. And yeah, so really quite happy with that overall, all things considering. It's been a really good week of training for me. It's my first week back training properly after my shoulder injury, and stuff's feeling pretty good. My overhead mobility is feeling right. I'm feeling pretty strong, which is nice, and I'm really enjoying lifting again. So yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to getting back to hit maximal weights over the next few weeks and hopefully make some gains. Yeah, that's probably quite enough from me. So I'm hopefully going to do this every week from now on, just kind of to force myself to record more video of my lifts, which I can be pretty bad at doing, and also yeah, kind of have something to look back on and reflect on what I'm doing, since there's obviously quite a few areas I need to work on. So thanks for listening, hope you enjoyed it, and see you again soon.